Awesome. All right, I think that's everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. So thank you for joining us this evening. Welcome back to the spring semester. Excited for you to be here. Most of you know me, but if you are new to this, my name is Dr. Reinshoff. I'm an associate faculty member at Hopkins. I've been teaching there since 2007. And I teach right down the street full time at Notre Dame of Maryland University. That's it's about 2 miles from home campus, where I've been teaching full time since 2010. So my dissertation and my work is in everything educational technology. So digital game-based learning, online pedagogy, let's see, instructional design. Uh, I've done a lot of work in creativity, project-based learning. So I'm becoming more of a generalist as I continue to work within classes and courses and stuff. And my wonderful associate Carrie's here. Carrie, go ahead and say hi.
Hi everyone, how are you? I'm Carrie. I have my master's degree in educational technology and leadership, which I got from Johns Hopkins. And then I have done some teaching at Notre Dame as well. Ryan and I have done a lot of really fun projects together, mostly about game-based learning and integrating that into classroom settings. And then I'm also a classroom teacher as well as a technology director at my school.
Yep.
So,
Thanks for joining us, Carrie. And Carrie has two wonderful young children, so she's kind of stolen away from this evening. I guess it's probably up to her husband to put him to bed tonight, I guess.
100%.
Uh, so she can get a break and be with us. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just go around real quick. Just I want us to, feel like a community here. I'd like to go around and just have you unmute yourself and just introduce yourself and maybe just one thing about yourself. Pan, can you start, please? You're on mute.
Sure. So my name is Pan, and one thing about myself is I'm working on a portfolio for apply another game design program.
Very cool. Very cool. And I think you'll continue to love the work in this group. Especially what I have because we're kind of entering stage two and stage three for this project in the spring. So welcome again. Susan.
Hi everyone, my name is Xiang, and you can call me Susan. And um, I, I like traveling, and I think this extended learning give me new new ways to think about how can the teachers or even the parents to teach the students to have uh, develop their like some skills through these gifts.
Thank you, Susan. Yin.
Oh, hey guys, just call me Shell, and we I take this learning architect from last semester. So this semester I just uh oh willing to do the continue to do this external learning, and nowadays I just last like I said last time that I just play video games, and now I play Valorant with my girlfriend. Yeah, that's all.
Oh, thank you. Tong Lin.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Tongwen, and I was also there in the last semester, and I'm pretty excited and honored to be here again. So nice to meet you all.
Thank you, sir. Good to see you again. Jessica, good to see you.
Hi, long time no see.
Yeah.
So my name is Jessica, and I also attend this um extended learning session last semester. one thing about me, I love singing, and well, I'm recently starting to post post on Instagram about my singing video. But anyways, I really enjoyed this extended learning, and I really enjoyed the game testing process, and actually opened another um, like I started to like knowing that game also is a way of learning.
Yes, absolutely. It is a strategy. It's a fun strategy too.
Yes.
It's play and games are probably the very first strategy that children use to actually learn. It's their first learning strategy they really experience. Whether they're playing with their friends, they're playing with parents. It's a very unobtrusive, it's a very natural way to learn. So anyway, thank you,
Yeah.
Jessica. Good to see you. Peter.
Yeah, I'm here. So
That
hi
was-
guys, my name is yeah my my name is Zicheng Wang, and just feel free to call me Peter. I also was in this visual learning last semester, and the one thing about me is let me see, I like snowboarding. That's one of my hobbies. And from this visual learning, like I believe this visual learning give me a complete new perspective about the relationship between the game and the learning. Like previously, I didn't thought about playing the game can relate it to the studying. So this give me a new perspective. That'll be all. Thank you.
Peter. Thank you. Zihan.
Hello, my name is Zihan.
Good to
Also,
see you.
good to see you too. I was also here from last semester, and one thing about me is that I eat French fries without ketchup. And
There's nothing wrong with that, by the way.
agree. And I think this extended learning for me is really fun and meaningful, in which it really provide me a kind of creative perspective with the connection between game and education.
Excellent. Shikui.
Yeah. Hi everyone. My name is Shiqi Gong, and I'm very excited to be back on this project again. And one thing about me is that I love hanging out and taking pictures for all the beautiful things around me. And that's all. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's see. I'm trying to keep track because the board is it's my Zoom sessions. Everybody's names going. Jian Yi.
Hello, Professor.
Good to see
I also joined this external learning last semester, and during last semester I looked at the games I played with new perspective, and I found a lot educational things, and also uh, exciting things is that give me a reason to play a lot of different games during last semester.
And I'm going to make you
I
play
really
more.
enjoyed
So
that.
don't worry. I'm going to make you play more.
Thank you.
Excellent. Yifan.
Hi everyone. My name is Ifan. Hi, and you can call me Ivan. I like playing video game, all kinds of games, and I know more about games through the last semester extended learning experience. So I think it's a wonderful way, and I learn a lot about gamifications. So it's a good experience for me. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Yeon Mo.
Hi everyone. Hi Professor.
Hello.
Last semester, one of my final project is about a learning app, and which is a kind of combination about English learning and games. it called Monopoly, and I think it is inspired by this our extended learning. So I'm so excited about this semester's task, and I'm really happy to back to here.
Awesome. I'm glad you're back, and I've got more for you, so don't for. And last but not least, Jiaji.
So, hi everyone, my name is Jasi, and you can call me Tony. I believe that everyone like to play the video games in this project. So I'm very interested about like learn some skills, learn some knowledge in the games. So I'm very happy come back.
Awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I'm gonna run through just what we're gonna do for the next semester. And you have to understand that, we did a very good job last semester of getting through and starting this large database of potential games. But now that the spring is happening and the Learning Arcade is in some pretty I would have to say, Carrie, I'm going to guess about 80 to 85% done the book. Um, Now it's time for us to really ramp up so this way we can get this into production. And I can also then let some of you do some more creative activities involving the book. So I'm going to show you what we have, and I'm also going to be open if you had ideas for this. So I know I have like maybe two new people. So let me go ahead through the slide deck to kind of give direction on what we're going to be doing. Um, just as logistics, what I've been doing is usually at the beginning of the week, I send reminders, I send tasks, I send the directions for the week. So this way I can kind of keep you on target. We don't have a lot of these Zoom sessions. We can have another one later on the spring, but the nice thing about this is it's very hands off, as in I'm not going to besides checking in and emailing you, it's a project that you can really do when you have time. It's a project that you can, obviously plan out time to do, but you can do it, if you have a lot of flexibility with when you can do it. So that's kind of like a blessing in some ways. So let me go ahead and go through. So, again, my name is Dr. Schaff. I have Carrie with me. And again, I thank all the interns and thank you for doing the introductions. So the benefits of this, again, flexible timing, there's different tasks and activities. I tried to break this up into stages. So this way we could focus in and it's again, the power of the team actually helps to get a lot done in a pretty quick manner. Real world application we are practicing we are practicing project management, project-based learning, and building authentic professional development resources for our future customers, our future clients, for teachers and parents that really want ideas on how to find good digital games that teach. And where students can actually immerse themselves and learn different concepts and develop new skills, and really kind of develop the learning behaviors we want them to be successful with. And as kind of so this is obviously, as a student, you're getting you're developing your own concepts and skills, you're getting to do something creative. But I don't think that's enough. So what Carrie and I are going to do is give you attribution in the book. So we're going to give you a shout out for credit for working on this project inside of the book. It's so, again, it's a way to recognize the hard work that you've put into this. It's a way that you can you can be immortalized in a resource that is going to potentially be spread to thousands of educators that are going to read. And it's not just in the book, it's also on the database that we're creating too. Okay, so Carrie and I have been working on gaming for quite a bit of time. Our publisher is Linus Learning. Now, Linus Learning, they're trying to they're a smaller publisher, but they're trying to do all these new and inventive ways of creating books. And I'll show you an example of how they kind of mocked up a chapter of of Learning Arcade. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Start learning. No, I want it in the new book. Hold on. There we go. Oh, wrong book. Sorry, I have two books I'm working on right now. Looking for it. Darn it. Chapter 1, I guess. I am. Oh, is this it? Okay, I found it. Okay, here we go. So here's a quick little mock-up. I'm going to drag it onto the main screen here. You all should be able to see it temporarily. This is just a concept. It's by far not a chapter. So this is chapter 1. As you can see, it's just a review copy. Now, they love to integrate resources that you can click on and you can visit. Jay, the senior editor there, has been really trying to pitch doing new things in new ways inside the books, adding a lot of different resources. So if you're clicking here, you can actually visit the games and see other things. So this would be a version of what the textbook would look like, the actual hard copy or the PDF version of what they'd be developing. So as you can see, this is they're putting a lot of pictures and images in. There's a lot of digital resources that you can visit. And this isn't really about video. This is about games and the history of games and play. It does get to video games a little bit later on in the chapter. As you keep on going, you do get to see some, but you'll see like these cool graphics. The online version actually does a really nice job of providing, they'll actually build charts that are interactive. So you can actually see there's almost like graphics. It's almost like like interactive maps that you could actually see grow. So it's pretty cool. So this is kind of like what the book will look like, and this is just one chapter. And it's just, so far I think we've done about 5 or 6 chapters so far. So it's coming around pretty nicely. So that's an example of the actual what an actual chapter would look like. So the purpose, we are going to help educators adopt digital game-based learning and game-based learning into classrooms. That's the main purpose of the book. So here's the table of contents. So you'll notice I don't start with chapter 1, I start with chapter 0. Chapter 0 is kind of like a snapshot of today's gaming industry and culture. It really kind of talks about all the big statistics and what's going on with gaming and culture, gaming and the industry. Chapter 1 is what you just saw, is kind of like the history of games and the history of play. It goes all the way back in time to some of the very first games that humans played, to going through the ages, and now obviously it's talking about what like today's gaming looks like. Then you have chapter 2, which looks like an important essential vocabulary of the book. Like we talk about what's digital game-based learning, what's gamification, what are the elements of a game, what's the elements of play. It goes through like, I don't know, like probably it's basically a big vocabulary index. Chapter 3 is research. We went through and did a literature review of all the different research that's out there on learning through playing video games, learning through play, learning through gaming. It's a massive chapter. I think it's like 50 pages long. It's pretty long, but it's an up-to-date literature review. Chapter 4 is how to find video games, how to find digital game-based learning games. It's how can I find them, where it's at, and that's where the database comes in, because that's probably one of the big takeaways from the book, is that this chapter 4 is going to have this great resource that is a digital resource that they can click on and access. It's almost like a second book. Chapter 5 is how to actually integrate digital games into learning. And then chapter 6 finally is how how to take action to, in the future, how to prepare, how to embrace gaming and learning. What's the future of gaming and learning look like? What are some of the technologies that are ready for it? So this way, it can move through. So chapter 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 are done. 5 is halfway done, and 6 I've started to draft. So we're in pretty good shape to get this done relatively soon. So extended learning experience. So I told you I broke it up into phases. Phase 1 was the digital learning game database, which is we're going to spend a lot of time on that as well. The gaming database is basically it's a large repository of games that you all have found or your colleagues have found, vetted, played, and then put it up on the database. So this way we could share it in some sort of form with our customer, with our clients, with the people that purchase the book. Phase 2 and phase 3, we're going to get started with 2, and that is curating or creating digital assets for the text. The nice thing about the book, although I showed you what the PDF would look like if you'd actually download it and actually read it, or what the paper-based copy would look like, the digital version is by far the superior version of the manuscript because it has interactive stuff. It has maps, it has videos, it has YouTube clips, it has podcasts, it has all of these. If you think about a digital resource, if you think about going on a website, anything that you can integrate into a website, you can integrate into the book, into the publishing. So I was going to get you to help me define potential resources for that. And finally, phase 3 is developing social media marketing campaigns. The one thing about this is people are great with writing books. It's hard for them to actually market them, get them out there so people can see them. And I'm going to lean on you all, which, a lot of you are a part of the younger generation where, I call you transfluent. You're as comfortable in digital spaces as you are in real world spaces to try and develop social media resources and campaigns to try and boost up sales and get interest ready for it. Okay. So that's kind of like the big projects. And there's going to be a couple other small projects that I'll try and incorporate a few of you into as well. So that's the extended learning experience. Just kind of like a big overview of it. Okay. So for the new folks, here is the digital game database. Let me open it up real quick. Was that that's just a preview. Stop previewing it. I want you to open it. No, just open. There it goes. Oh, this is the old one. Yeah, this is the old one. So this is an old example of what it looked like in a previous iteration. You can see it was 2014. I have a newer version. Where is it? I'm pretty sure I had the link to it someplace. Resource slide. Is this it? Yeah, this looks like it's it. Yeah, here's the main one. Okay, so this is the main one. Okay. So you might see that I'm going to start with just number 2 right here, and this is one that I did previously on a game called Third World Farmer. So Third World Farmer, for every entry, you have to do the title. You have to come up with an image, like a small little thumbnail of what the game looks like. You can take a screenshot. You can take a shot of the starting screen, whatever that you feel would be a good visual, to share the game and what it might look like. You have to categorize what the game is. So there's a couple different types of categorizations of these games. You'll see that this is web browser based. If you keep on scrolling down, you'll see a couple that might say like iOS would be on the the Apple mobile operating system. If you keep on scrolling down, you might find a couple other ones like PC. Let's see, I'm trying to find anything else. Steam. So Steam is a really big digital catalog of games. It allows you to play them, online. They're pretty useful. So you have to indicate what platforms you can find them on. Now, if you'll notice that, because we're going to talk about quality assurance as well, that is taking this and making it better, taking this and improving the quality of all of our entries is going to be a big task that we're all going to have to do. So Carrie and I tried to go through here and revise them all, but you know what? And we did a bunch of them. I think we ended up getting I think it's like almost 200. Here, I'll scroll ahead real quick and take a look. We got a lot
Yeah,
of,
easily.
yeah, so we got to 200. However, you'll see that there's ones that are still either white or they're pink. So if they're indicated as like pink, that means they need work still, as in there's the game descriptions are too short, or and I put little notes right here about what needs to be improved. Or can you take a look at the concept tags and stuff like that? So let me keep on going through here and we'll keep on talking about this. So platforms, cost. Now, there's a couple different ways of categorizing this. That is, how much money does it cost to actually download and play? There's a lot of games on here that are free. There's some that are cheap. There's some that are, a little bit more expensive, and there's some that are fairly expensive. So what we do is we categorize them, and I'll show you, if you go into here, if you go back into the slideshow, it actually describes what let's see, trying to find. Here it is. So each entry should have the game title, the cost. So free, there's a dollar sign, which means it's below $5. There's $2 signs, which means it's between $5 and $10. And then there's $3 signs, means it's above 10 US dollars. A thumbnail, as I said before, I want you to include a small icon or a screenshot, a link to the game or a view of the game. So this way, somebody could click on the link and they could actually read about the game, or they could go visit where they could download the game. So here's where we ran into a little bit of a problem last semester, and it's one that's easy to fix, but it's also up to the team, not Carrie and I. So one of the tasks I asked everybody to do is you have to make sure that when you find a game, you indicate all the different platforms it's available on. You have to understand is that if I find a game, I love it, but it's only on, let's say, Google Play, and I don't have Google Play, then I'm obviously going to skip that game. However, a lot of the games that are on Google Play might be on Apple iOS. They might be on Steam. It might be, you might be able to it might be on like a Nintendo Switch or something like that. You have to indicate what platforms it's on. So don't just do one if it has like 4 or 5 different platforms. And again, this is about when you find a game, you have to research and make sure that's not on other platforms. I spent probably a good 6 to 8 hours going through probably about 20 or 30 different entries to find out how many of them had multiple platforms, because the student only selected one platform it was on, and it may have been on 2 or 3 or 4. So that's going to be something you're going to be working on this semester, is the ones that you found. You're going to make sure that it has every single platform indicated on the database, okay, that it's available on. Game descriptions. The game descriptions are just a few sentences that describe the game premise and the storyline. I don't want you just to go online and copy and paste a summary. I want you to actually create something that is, it summarizes what the game's premise is, but it also gets people excited about wanting to play the game. You might also want to say what they'll learn as they play the game. But there are other areas where you will indicate what students will learn. And I even encourage you, if you want to, feel free to use AI to help you to rewrite something. If you're not very good at writing game descriptions, it's not the end of the world. Just go on like ChatGPT or Google Gemini and find some summary materials and get it to help you make it better. And that is fine. That is an absolutely acceptable way of using AI. Subjects. So the games, you're like, a lot of times when teachers or educators are going through and finding instructional resources or strategies that they want to use with their students, they need to know what subjects are covered in the game. So I picked some of the traditional subjects that are in schools, like math and science and social studies and language arts and health and coding and programming and music and art. So make sure to include the subject or subjects that are in the game. Now, some games might have multiple subjects. That's fine. Just put them down. Concepts and skill tags. What do players learn from playing the game? 1 to 2 word phrases separated by commas. So let's say, for instance, you're playing a math game and it teaches you how to do multiplication. That would be a skill tag. You would put multiplication in there. Or if it's addition, I would put addition, comma, multiplication. If it does, if it's problem solving and multiplication, I put multiplication, comma, problem solving. So you want to put all of the different tags that you can find in here. Put your name as the contributor, and the way that you get it approved is Carrie and I will look at the entry, read over it, and either give you feedback to improve it, or we're going to highlight it green, which means green means go. It means green is good. That entry is done, and you have done what you were asked to do. So that's what you have to do for every single entry. And I have a little bit more literature to help you, especially with our new folks, to kind of get acquainted and started. Okay. So again, the group workflow, phase 1, what we're going to start with is a lot of you that were here last time found 25 games, 20 to 25 games. What you're going to do is you're going to find more, but you're also going to, I'm going to ask you, let me go over here real quick. Here, let me go back. Hold on. Not that. Okay, database. Here it is. Okay. So phase 2. So we're now like working on phase 2 right now. What I want each member to do is find 25 more digital games. So I want you to go and see if you can find more games with the database. So this way we're going to grow it. I think right now it's around 260 or 270. The goal right now, especially with a bigger group, is let's try to get to 500. That is a lot of video games. That is a lot of games that will be very valuable for the people that end up buying the book. And the people that will, because I'm going to take this around and Carrie and I are going to share this at conferences and professional development and all this other stuff. It's a very good way of getting it out there for people to start using. But it's not just about quantity, it's also about quality. I'm also going to have a few people that really show a strength in quality assurance, as in they are constantly putting up good quality descriptions and games, and they've got it down to where they can do a good summary. I'm going to get them to become quality assurance people. That is, each entry in the database needs to be checked and verified that it helps teach what it's labeled as teaching. So I need like probably about 3 or 4 of you to become experts in verifying that the games are good, playing them, exploring them, making sure they're teaching what it mentions to teach. Now that you all have been pretty comfortable with finding games and curating games on this database, you're going to now have to also do quality assurance. We need to have a guarantee that what we put into the database is teaching what it says that it should be teaching. Remember what else I said too is that the quality assurance games available on multiple platforms must have their links included in the database. So now we have to go back and make sure that every single game that is on multiple platforms is represented with all the different platforms that it's on. So it's not just Steam. If it's on PC and Steam and iOS, all of those have to be linked properly. And then finally, the quality assurance summaries must be engaging and provide a good description of the game. So this is kind of a new little element that that Carrie and I are really trying to put forward. So this way, it's good to go. It's a positive resource that everybody's going to be happy with because I'm presenting this at a international virtual digital game-based learning conference and I think it's due in March. I already invited Susan, who I've been working with in creativity. And I was going to talk to Carrie and see if she might be interested in presenting this to a conference. Now, the nice thing about the presentation is that it's actually recorded. So we're not going to have to go and present in front of a big crowd. They're actually going to watch it all. We were okay to have a recorded session. And my friend who runs the conference says, hey, you're good to go. You can have your students show what they've learned. You can have your co-authors in here. So we get to produce this cool thing for a conference. I'm going to get Susan to help me and perhaps one or two other students that might be interested in it, along with Carrie. We're going to produce a video-based recording of the presentation for this whole big database. So it's pretty cool. I just got that. I think I told Susan last week. And Carrie, I haven't even gotten a chance to tell Carrie because it's the first time I've seen her in probably a couple weeks. So
Sounds exciting.
yeah, it is very cool. It is very cool. I'll share it with you in a little bit. But I was that's why I really want to do the quality assurance to make sure what I'm sharing is that's one of the big so they love the proposal, but one thing they wanted to do is hear about how do you guarantee that what's on the database is teaching what it should teach. That's why I'm such a big fan of quality assurance. Now, what quality assurance means it is a quality resource that I'm assuring the customer that it's going to teach what it should be teaching. Okay, I'm making sure and guaranteeing what it should be teaching. Okay.
Yeah, because we don't want the teachers or the people buying the book to have to do that work. We're trying to tell them that we've done that work for them, right? Because otherwise, if you're a fifth grade teacher, you grab this game, it says it's supposed to teach multiplication, and your kids start playing it and they're not learning anything from it, then we've kind of failed at our job.
Yep. And also remember too, not every single game is good quality. Okay, there's a lot of just stinky games out there that are just not good. I mean, listen, I love games. You all love games, but if it's a game that's going to take somebody 15 seconds to win, it's not worth playing because they really want the time to practice and learn and cultivate new skills, learn new knowledge, and they're not going to do that in a 10 or 15-second game. It's a waste of their time. So if it's a stinker, get rid of it. Okay, don't put it up on the list. Fine, I need good quality stuff. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start you off with, kind of like with this whole part 2 of this phase. And that is, let's go and find 25 more digital games to add to the database. Everybody go back and make sure that your sections, that your entries are quality, that they're good, and that they're a positive resource for the database, that they're clear, you clearly communicate what the game is. I'm going to try and select in the next day or two from this extended learning group, and you can reach out to me and email me if you're interested. I'm going to try and pick out 4, maybe 3 or 4 of you that are very comfortable with this process to go through and start to verify the games, make sure they're, the summary's good, Make sure all of the different links are up there. Make sure that the concepts that are identified in the database are accurate. You're basically verifying that it's a good resource. Carrie and I have done a lot of it, but we haven't done all of it because we are two human beings, and now we have a big team. We can start to delegate some of that to you all, since that's your job for this extended learning program. What I will do is, for the next thing, for the digital assets for the book and for phase 3, which is the social media stuff, I will reach out to you. I'll reach out to you in the future, so this way you can see kind of like the ideas of what I had for the book. When it comes to doing social media for it, preparing for it. And again, if you have different ideas, you're more than welcome to it. What I've done is, what I will also share is the different chapters to the book. So this way, if you want to look at different digital resources that might be helpful to supplement the resources in the book and the text, if you want it to help, you can. But for now, let's go ahead and find, again, 25 more of these games. Let's focus on quality assurance, improving this database. So this way we get to that magic number of 500. And then if we have more time left, maybe we can even make a small booklet of like an advertisement to get people excited about it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to answer any questions that you might have for this activity.